Libra, welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. I'm Eleanor here with your monthly reading, and please hit that like button if you feel others would benefit from this message and if it helps you, if at any point. You have a lot of great visual synchronicities here. Your first card is communication, and I just wanted to point out, check out, you have the moon, and look at the way they're holding their hands like that, and also the background. So there's a lot, and there's a fire here. Anyways, and just wanted to quickly run through all the visual synchronicities. I thought this doorway looked very similar to the opening in the trees there. Anyway, you have communication. Your divine doors, that is what your door looks like. And it says sunset. Time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. And then you have the Knight of Swords, the moon, and the universe. It's the same as the world card. So let me get everything back into place and I will start talking. I just really wanted to show you how incredibly cool your visual synchronicities came out in this reading. So, okay. Anyways, man, are you done with 2021? Happy New Year. If this is like maybe the only reading I've said that so far. There is great liberation and celebration energy here with the sunset and the universe, the same as the world anyways. There is closure of a cycle, elevation and mastery. It feels like you taking your bows, going, mwah, mwah, to your crowd, to your audience. Thank you very much. There's an unclenching and an exhaling as you shed judgments and adapt a new approach of curiosity to life's puzzles instead of the judgment. Let's see. There is a whole new level of power available to you at this time in releasing and surrendering. With the moon here like this, you're recognizing the purpose of the unknown. If we knew everything, the point of every experience before we had it, or knew the entire picture, we would not fulfill our mission, which is in the doing, in the living, in the discovering, in the experiencing, in the learning, in the transforming. Let's say if your bosses were to say, we're considering you for a leadership role, you might start behaving out of character in order to be perceived as your idea of what their idea of leadership is and end up in a bad spot that's not right for you. Whereas if they would just stand back and observe who you are, they'll see what kind of leader you are, because there's a true leader will emerge when no one knows that there's an opening and, when no one knows they're being watched. So if everyone knew there was an opportunity, suddenly everyone's faking it. So I hope that scenario makes sense and that you can kind of like graft it onto your experience. It was just an example, for instance. So you don't have to trust the mystery and the unknown just because it's the way it is or for its own sake, in that kind of like, oh, just trust it. But it's the point, actually. It's what you do when you don't know. And what that turns out to be is anything you want that is authentic to you. You're free from thoughts of, but what if I fail? Because you can't fail. If your authentic nature moves you towards one thing and not another, that's not failure, that's the system working in your favor, usually. There's like a huge load off here, I'm feeling, when you realize that you don't have to be the actor and the director, just completely yourself. And this communication with the Knight of Swords, be an active listener at this time, because this communication in this deck, it's not so much about intercommunication between people, but communication from your guides or your higher self or whatever that means to you. So you will be receiving synchronistic guidance, appearances by your animal allies or your affinity animal, however you think of it, or your ancestors in whatever form that they typically communicate with you, like in certain songs or in dreams. So there's like a freedom in knowing that you don't have to carry the wisdom and the knowledge of the world on your back like a set of encyclopedias, like in your mind. You don't have to hold it. You can lighten your load, just knowing that what you need to know will be communicated to you as you need it and as it becomes relevant. You don't have to worry about anything extra. And that is also can lighten your load with when you're communicating outwards to the point and honestly. And if you're always yourself and always in your integrity, you don't have to keep track of anything. You don't have to remember what you told who and what face you showed to who and whose perceptions you're trying to balance and manage. It's like I'm feeling like the Ivory soap commercial. That, what did they used to say back in the day? That's an honest clean. I don't know why I just thought of that, but just like a purity, a simplicity, nothing, no perfumey or flowery language, just to the point in your honesty and in your integrity, and you won't have to carry so much into the new year. All right, Libra, so if you want to hear what I have to say next month, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I will talk to you then. Thank you.